Hi, my name is Jacopo Colangelo, and this is my game, Ed. Ed is an action-adventure 3D platformer, which focuses on atmosphere, exploration, and storytelling. The game was created entirely in Unreal Engine 4 in 1 month. The story takes place in a dystopic setting, where a dictator rules the whole world. He plans to eliminate everything and everyone connected to the old state of things. The player character is an animated voodoo ragdoll, who was made captive in a cargo ship among other human prisoners. The player's main objective is to escape the ship and free himself and other prisoners on board. The game can be played with either a controller or mouse and keyboard. The controls are very simple. The player can move, sprint, jump, and interact with different objects in the map. One of the different purposes of the project was to improve my visual scripting skill set. In fact, throughout the game, it is possible to find different scripted gameplay elements, such as this lever, which is set to open a gate when it is pulled, or this fire particle, which spawns at random time intervals thanks to float variables, that constantly enable and disable the particle system. The most difficult part was the security camera blueprint. It works thanks to Boolean variables in a way that when the player is overlapping a capsule component, the camera activates by turning its beam color to red and teleporting the player back to a previous checkpoint. When the player overlaps certain trigger volumes, which are placed behind the crates and barrels in the room, a Boolean variable will let the camera know that the player character is hidden, and therefore he cannot respawn. Another example of a blueprint I scripted is the stomping platforms. These particular objects have increasingly higher speeds. The player has to avoid touching them, or else he or she will be crushed and teleported back to the checkpoint. This particular part is meant to be a challenge for the player to correctly time movements in order to dodge the fast-moving hammers. The level design in Ed is constructed in a way that progression and the ability to overcome obstacles represent the condition of player winning. Falling, retrying, dying or being spotted are all conditions of player loss. However, it must be noted that the game is not meant to be hard at all, since the focus is on the narrative and exploration. All the various obstacles the player encounters are simple challenges that make the gameplay more enjoyable and fun. The camera features a persistent swaying that simulates the sea's waves, and it always follows the player, who can move in all directions, unlike other side-scrollers. The camera can also change its location and rotation based on the position of the player. The game mainly features assets that come from the real marketplace, or from Sketchfab content submissions, and it was entirely made at home. This concludes my commentary on Ed. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.